Thank you very much. Thank you very much. The Vice Chancellor, Joseph Sarwan Talkwa University, formerly known as Federal University of Agriculture, Makurdi, the Deputy Vice Chancellor at ADMI, the Deputy Vice Chancellor Academic, the Registrar, Bossa, the University Librarian, the Center Leader and Director, Professor Lami, I think we met in London, heads of department and distinguished participants. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I count it a privilege to take this session in this retreat. And without wasting time, I will hit the ground running and to take the topic before me. I count it a great privilege again. I say thank you to the VC, to the center leader, and to Mr. Chris. This is Dr. Chris now. We'll be interacting to consider me to be part of this. I will share my screen. Then in another 40 minutes allotted to me will be done by the grace of God. As we can see on the screen, I'll be sharing with us Financial Freedom After Leadership, a guide to sustainable retirement. Opening verse. Ladies and gentlemen, what lies behind us and what lies before us are insignificant matters compared to what lies within us. Put in another way, lie within us great potential. As a matter of fact, when we link this with the scripture, it said the kingdom of God is within us. God resides, the Spirit of God resides within us. And what we are saying here is no matter the challenges we have faced, the hurdles of the past, no matter the hurdles before us, those are not as much important as the power within us. Put in another way again, Ellen Keller, a blind and deaf woman, but a graduate, said, a great tragedy in life is to have eyes but lack sight. And I put it in another way, that a great tragedy in life again is not that a man dies, but what dies in a man while he lives. So as we prepare for retirement, I know there are challenges outside there, challenges of the unknown. In financial management, we talk of risk, we talk of uncertainty, we talk of certainty. The future, they will tell us when it comes to financial balance, the future is full of uncertainty. But what we carry within us, particularly, I said that Spirit of God, will not allow us to be afraid of tomorrow. We'll be able to plan better. Peradventure, some of us are even seated this retreat. We have been thinking, I did not start planning for retirement early enough. Time is no longer on my side. I'm drawing our attention that after this presentation, our eyes will be open to see opportunities in and around us that will convince us that it is not too late for me to start planning for retirement. The course outline, we see introduction, understanding financial freedom, transitioning from leadership to retirement, building a sustainable retirement plan, strategies for financial freedom, financial risk and mitigation, non-financial aspect of retirement. We see 2 case studies, sustainable income and investment opportunities, action plans, resource and tools, conclusion, then closing verses. All these within the time allotted. Now, overview, importance of planning for life after leadership. If you ask me in a simple language, what can I say about a leader? I will tell you this. A leader is someone who knows ahead, show ahead and go ahead. A leader is someone who knows the way, show the way, and go the way. And if you have this quality as a leader, irrespective of your department, your unit, your organization, you will be the head and the head indeed, not just by the word, the head of department or head of the university or head of parastatal. One of the importance of planning for life after leadership is this. It ensures a smooth transition from active work life to retirement. It reduces financial stress and uncertainty. I just said in my introduction that the future is full of uncertainty. But then we will not wait for that future to come before you plan. We have to bring the future into the now to enable us plan for the future, because the future we did not plan for, when that future eventually arrives, we may not even fit into that future. That's the importance of planning. Then it provides clarity and direction for post-leadership goals and aspiration. Importance of planning for life after a leadership. Key components of sustainable retirement. The very first key there is financial stability through effective savings and investment. Listen to this. A wise man prepares for four things when he has four things. Is expected to prepare for old age when he has youth. Is expected to prepare for poverty when he has riches. We are expected to prepare for death when we have life. And we are expected to prepare for sickness when we have health. It's all about preparation. So now that we have some money with us, call it 1 million naira. With that 1 million naira, I'm going to open our eyes to see where we can invest that 1 million naira. And just like drops of water that makes a mighty ocean, little interest here, little commission there, you will see what that 1 million will become. And it will be a passive income. That's another way to make your money work for you. Health and wellness to enjoy the golden years. That's one of the challenges faced by people whereas we grow old. That's after retirement. And it still boils down to what I've said earlier. We prepare for sickness when we have health. Now that we are strong, very, very strong in health, what preparation are we making for those old age? Then purpose-driven activities that bring fulfillment and meaning. Key component of sustainable retirement. Objective is to equip leaders with tools and strategies for achieving financial independence and fulfillment in retirement. Ladies and gentlemen, talking from experience, I've had a couple of people doing wonderfully in their early years. But coming to retirement, we can see history is replete with examples in our country, not only our country, even in developed nations, because of improper planning. My people used to say, they will tell you, money is a stranger. Now that you have the money, what is the preparation? How do you utilize this money? And when you say money is like a stranger or a visitor, you will bear with me that sometimes a visitor pay you a visit in your home, depending on the kind of visitor, the kind of reception you give to that visitor. Some at the gate, they turn back. You don't allow them even into your compound. Some, you open the gate of your compound. From the compound, they go. Some, you open your living room, they come in. And some, even your bedroom. Depends on how you welcome them. The same thing with money. There is nothing that has been designed to last forever. At least from the scripture, I know the only thing that is desired to last forever is the word of God. So now that you have the finances, what are the plans, or how are you even utilizing the ones you have here? And to close this particular slide, check what Peter Drucker, one of the fathers of modern scientific management, said. Say the best way to predict the future is to create it. Earlier on, I've told us the future you don't prepare for, when that future eventually arrives, you may not fit into it. So it is time for you to begin to create the desired future. Have a mental picture of your desired future and begin to work on creating it. That's what Peter Drucker is saying. The next subheading is understanding financial freedom. And what do we mean by financial freedom? The ability to live comfortably without reliance on active income. Your salaries definitely Some of us will not continue forever. We'll live on pension, and some other allowances we enjoy while we are in active service is not going to continue. So what are we doing to ensure that our money or our investment work for us? See it here, comfortably, live comfortably without reliance on active income. By the grace of God, I tell people each time I have the privilege to present and share knowledge. I tell them I don't just teach theory. Some of these things I've experienced. I'm still very young, not retired, but on my own, I caught this vision. I was able to see ahead. I leverage on opportunities to invest. January 19, 2023, to be specific, when I was about traveling to the United States. Before then, I've gone and come in and out of the US since my first time here, 2010. And from the record of the number of trips I-94 or I-93 that they use to check the number of times you travel in and out of United States, from the record, and that record is maintained for every 10 years. Traveling and out of the US within the past 10 years, 64 times. But January 19, 2023, when I wanted to travel, I just made up my mind that this trip I'm going, I'm not coming back to Nigeria until I change my status. What do I mean by change of status? I've been traveling on B1, B2, but I want to change status to have a permanent residency. That's green card. And when I did, I know it's going to be a bit long. And I started taking my lecture online in my university in Nigeria, Nasarawa State University. Meanwhile, before then, I've taken a year leave of absence. I said to myself, let me see if I can even keep myself and sustain myself without salaries. I took 1 year leave of absence, traveled to the United States for that 1 year, and I enjoyed it so much. I leveraged the opportunities available, and I requested for an additional year that they should extend my 1 year leave of absence. So for 2 years, I was outside the university, and I realized that salary, fantastic. At least that one is steady income. But I realized from other things I do, I made times five times my monthly salary. And immediately after that second year of leave of absence, I asked a question, can I resign? They said, no, I have to put in back the 2 years I've been on leave of absence. And exactly that I did. So 2024, that should be last year, I formally resigned from the university. And from that period, it has been consultancy services, which we are going to see later, and it has been financial blessing. Let me put it that way. Why it matters: reduces stress and ensures stability. Here we say it provides peace of mind knowing expenses are covered. That is, when you live comfortably without reliance on an active income. Two, avoid financial strain during unforeseen circumstances. Then, why this matters, that's understanding financial freedom allows focus on personal interest and legacy building. And here what we are saying is it enables engagement in meaningful activities. Some of us, all these years we have put in the university, I'm sure we all have vision. This is what I want to do. Some of them don't have enough time to do them. But when you plan to live comfortably without reliance on salary, you will begin to now see the potential lying inside of you, how much you can do. And support leaving a lasting impact on family and community. What are the core pillars? Financial freedom. The very first pillar is financial planning. If you look at the quote I put there, it's not your salary that makes you rich, it's your spending habits by Charles. See, financial planning. Set long-term and short-term goals. In financial planning, what is planning? Or another way we call financial planning, another parlance or language we use for it is budget. Where I am now, where do I desire to be in the next 1 year? Where do I desire to be in the next 5 years? Both short-term goals, and long-term goals. By the time you assign monetary values to all these your goals, we call it budget, or you call it financial planning. And see, the second one is creating a budget and tracking expenses. This is not the era you spend every resources or every money, lavish every money you have. During our training program in the UK, I share with our attendees, some of them are also here. So they ask somebody, where is your skyscraper? Where is your duplex? Where is your flat? Where are your properties? And that guy, the only thing he can say, he has built his own skyscraper in his stomach. Everything he has, it is squander. Wealth management, we are talking of core pillars when we are planning for financial freedom. Wealth management. In wealth management, what we are saying is diversifying investment to ensure consistent income. You make your money work for you. Somebody put it this way, that you cannot say you are wealthy until you have the experience of sleeping. You are just sleeping, doing nothing, and your account is being credited, either with investment income or dividend or commission and the rest. Then in wealth management, also we say protecting assets through insurance and smart planning. Another core pillars when we talk of financial freedom is purpose-driven living. So identifying post-retirement passions and goals. What are your passions? What are your goals? I was in UBA 1999. That was the first place I worked after my MSc and ANAN. UBA, United Bank for Africa, Area 3, Garki, Abuja in Nigeria there. And I realized something. I work internal control unit. At a point, I was the head of that unit. Where in the afternoon, as others are busy working, this uncontrollable nap, sleep, will just come over me. I can't control it. I'll just see myself, just my eyes closed. And as my physical eyes are closed, the spiritual eyes are opened. And what I will see, even while in the banking hall, I will see myself in a class teaching. Sometimes I will just wake up. What's the meaning of this? That is a pointer to destiny. That is where you're gonna find fulfillment. I struggle with that anyway. I was able to manage just 1 year with UBA. I resigned. When I resigned, people ask, have you gotten another bank? Because what we know about bankers is they leave one for a better one. At least they leave the old generation for new generation who pay better. But some people even say, is that not foolishness? That you have not gotten any other job. You say you are leaving, you want to go into teaching. It doesn't make sense. Ladies and gentlemen, it is good you pursue your goals, what you passion. Say there are three things expected to happen to a man here on earth. It's either you are running with a vision, going on a mission, or burning with a passion. That passion, very, very important. God just showed to me, this is what I've called you to do. And thank God I took that step many years. Today, by the grace of God, as we are going to see later, we have a private secondary school in Abuja, Buhari, White Knight Academy. So yesterday when I spoke, the principal of that academy is a secondary school, day secondary school, over 400 students. Yesterday, she told me we have over 400 students in our institution. Goals and passion. Then we say staying active in social, educational, or charitable pursuits. I will leave this one also, charitable pursuit. And the interesting thing about White Knight Academy, I just look at some things my own children enjoy here in the US, free education at least up to their high school level. And I decided that let me also replicate the same thing for the children of the poor. And that school, I said we have over 400 students, free bus service. We charge only 17,000, even with the inflation and cost of goods and services in Nigeria, 17,000 naira per term. Of course, as an accountant, I've sat down. The first thing I will do is, am I breaking even? If I break even, and of course we do that, and that's why we are being in business. The school today is, okay, by August will be exactly 80 years we have been in operation. Transitioning from leadership to retirement. Challenges. What are the challenges? Number one, we have challenge of adjusting to the loss of structured routines. Some of us who are used to teaching lecture, we have the timetable. Maybe, like again, I said, while in Nasada State University, as a professor, even before I became a professor, minimum, I take like 7 courses in a semester, undergraduate, postgraduate, with passionate about it. Now, guess what happened? Now that you don't have any lecture, that's when you retire now. You're already used to going to class, teaching, no idle moment. Because I said busyness is better than idleness. But now you have retired, you're not going to have those number of hours again to be in active teaching. There will be boredom. Those are one of the challenges. Another challenge, navigating identity shift and redefining purpose. Of course, even students who used to be our lecturer, there will be change of identity. I'm no more teaching or no more lecturing in the university. You have to redefine. Then managing financial changes to align with reduced income. Some of us have, aside from our salaries, some of us have textbooks. Some of us sell textbooks, we sell materials, but now that you are planning for retirement, those extra income may not come in again. So how do you do? Out of the opportunities when you are transitioning from leadership to retirement. So one, expanding personal growth through hobbies and learning. I love what the last speaker, I think I saw that clip there, that the literate of the 21st century is not one who cannot read or write, but one who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. So here, learning, continuous process is opportunity for you to even delve into different area. See, learning is a continuous process. The opportunities that transitioning from leadership to retirement bring our way also pursuing long-held passions or interests. Maybe your years of active service in the university, you have been having this dream. I have this idea, but my work in the university, my commitment is not permitting me. This will be the time for you to launch out into those areas of interest and the passions you long have. Then strengthening family and community connections. Seen people, don't let me go deep into that. In the name of job, in the name of work, we see family, a lot of families separated, broken homes, no time for spouse, no time for children, no time to bring them up. But the time of retirement will be the time of reconnections, both with family and the community. And see a quote here: retirement is not the end of the road, it is the beginning of the open highway. Building a sustainable retirement plan. Key steps. Number one, set clear goals. Here we are saying define your retirement vision and lifestyle aspirations. Step two, access financial resources. I was sleeping a couple of years ago and I had this statement from the Spirit of God who say, Holy Spirit don't understand grammar. I've never read this from anywhere and I've never heard it from anybody. Direct from heaven. Say capital is the epitome of a pool. I had to pick up my dictionary to break down this grammar, to break down this thing. Capital is the epitome of a pool. I saw capital, money, epitome, language, pool, business. Money is the language of business. When you set your goals, very clear one, you define your vision for retirement and your lifestyle, how you want to live it, is very, very important. You also access financial resources. Without the financial resources to match whatever vision and lifestyle aspiration we have, it is mere daydream. So in accessing financial resources, we have to evaluate pensions, savings, and investment. How much am I expecting by way of pensions? How much do I need to save? And how much investment do I have? To identify additional income streams if needed. multiple streams of income. Then budget for retirement. I say a budget is a quantitative expression of our plans. If I want to personalize it now, prioritize expenses to differentiate essentials from luxuries. Then invest wisely, build a diverse portfolio balancing risk and income generation. Then we say review and adjust. Regularly update plans to reflect changing circumstances. And here, see another quote here, relevant or germane to this slide. Do not save what is left after spending, but spend what is left after saving. That's according to Warren Buffett. You know the meaning of this? Do not save what is left after spending, but spend what is left after saving. What this one is just telling us, saving should be our priority. You have some millions with you, or you have some hundreds of thousands with you. So, okay, let me go to the supermarket. There is every tendency that everything you want to buy, even things that are not necessity. So the very first thing to do is for you to say, okay, this is the income coming in for me. This is the amount I'm saving before you start spending. Strategies for financial freedom. The first strategy here is we say start early. Leverage the power of compound interest by saving consistently. Now, the way our home bank operates, that's one of the reasons I'm going to share with us a particular financial institution that you can put your money by way of investment and minimum 20% interest per annum. Because if you put your money in the regular bank or commercial bank, rather than even any interest, you'll be the one, you pay charges, a lot of charges now, all manner of charges. But when we talk of compounding, you will invest part of your money that you don't need, invest it, and after investing, of course, interest will accumulate. And after a year, it depends on the duration of investment. We have short-term investment. You can say 3 months, 6 months. You may decide to leave both interest and principal to reinvest. That's in that case, we are talking of compounding. Number two, strategy for financial freedom, reduce debt. And in reducing debt, we are saying eliminate liabilities, especially high interest debt before retirement. Ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the areas our nation, Nigeria, is unique. Because in this part of the world, you don't have any option. You want to buy assets, you want to buy property, they encourage credit here. Credit. I have a case here in the US, a Nigeria, or a citizen in the US, wanted to buy a vehicle, a car, and he got to the dealership. They've completed all the negotiation, the transaction completed, and remaining payment is about $50,000. And that guy said, yeah, I want to pay at once. You have your money, you are still conscious of how you spend it so that your account will not be flagged. He told them want to pay all at once. The next thing, within the next few minutes, police are already there. They've invited police because here they need to investigate that much money. But I know in my own country, when you even go take thousands of dollars, millions of naira, or billions of to go and buy, they celebrate you. When you take that to the bank, they celebrate and clap for you. Here is a different ball game. So we should value what we have. We enjoy some degree of freedom in our nation if only we have visionary leaders. Our nation is a very great nation, blessed with human and natural resources. Ours is that of mismanagement. Shared before for those who attended our conference in UK, I said I had a reason here in the US that my account has to be closed because they classify it as high risk. I travel to UK, travel to Dubai, organize conferences. I use my personal card, my debit card sometimes to pay this hotel. There was a time the hotel want to charge me at a go £10,000 at a go, but the transaction was declined. Anyway, after all this thing, the bank just notified me that we are going to close your account. This also they both the debit and credit card. And of course, when the date lapse, they close the account. They advise me go and open account in another place. Where are we going? Reduce debt here. Let me share another experience with you. The property currently where I live with my family, this practical experience. When we purchased that property 2 years ago, I paid $80,000 advance. That's down payment. I think that building cost about $290,000, rough estimate. So I did a down payment of $80,000. Then financing, mortgage finance for the balance of 200 and something thousand. But after paying mortgage of average of 1,606, that's the average I pay every month. It was only recently I decided, let me even see how much of the principal has been paid. I now discovered that each month I paid $1,606 as mortgage. The only amount that go into my principal that reduce my debt is $333. The others, about over $800 interest charges. Then the balance, they say escrow or taxes and so on. And as soon as I discover this, the next plan is for me to talk to the bank. What is the maximum I can be paying principal monthly so I have to pay off this? Do you know I made an attempt to pay a particular significant amount at once? They already peg it that you cannot pay this much principal at once. So it's like you're already confined. Let's leave that story for another day. But what we advise is reduce debt, eliminate liabilities, especially high interest debt, because when you retire, you may not have that energy again to work and make more money and pay off those debts. The next one is maximize retirement accounts. That's contribute regularly to pension schemes or other savings plan. Generate passive income. Explore rental properties, dividends or royalties for additional income. Then plan for inflation. That is, adjust savings goals to maintain purchasing power over time. And I conclude this slide with this quote. See it here. Compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it. By Albert Einstein. Financial risk and mitigation. Risk. They will tell us risk is volatility of returns. Risk means different things to different people. To the financial manager, risk is the probability that the expected return will be different from the actual return. Life is all about risk. It was Benson Daos of blessed memory who put it this way. He said, life is all about risk, and it is risky not to take a risk. Also in financial management, we are told the higher the risk, the higher the returns. So what are the risks faced when we plan for retirement? Exposure to market volatility and economic fluctuations. Today we talk about hyperinflation, we talk about galloping inflation, and I said something about our own experience in our country, that our own country is man-made or self-made inflation. Because you go to the market in the morning, they tell you this is the price of a particular good, and you go back maybe some few hours later, once there is information that our dollar has risen, naira has been devalued, or there's increase in the prices of gas, we call it fuel, Nigeria, even if it has nothing to do with the product you want to buy. The sellers say, dollar has increased, naira has been devalued, they increase. No control. So we have to prepare for this. These are some of the risks we face. What your 1 million naira can buy today, except things change, which we are believing God that things will change for good. What your 1 million naira can buy today will not buy it tomorrow. But we are saying in planning, we have what is called net present value. You have to bring that future into now to enable you to plan. Rising healthcare and living expenses, especially in an environment that is experiencing uncontrollable inflation, because healthcare, living expenses, everything now, very expensive. The possibility of outliving financial resources. Of course, especially some of us will pray this prayer, and I also believe when we plan, is God who determines who dies and who lives. That is what you have saved, particularly if there is no plan to have a steady income. There is that risk that you will live beyond what you have saved, and later one will be stranded, but it will not be our portion. We will not be stranded. And one of the reasons for us not to be stranded after retirement is this meeting we're having here. Mitigation. How do we guard against the risk? One, build a substantial emergency fund for unforeseen needs. Economists among us, they will tell you the reasons we hold money: speculative motive, transactional motive, precautionary motive. They say invest in health insurance and long-term care plans. Very, very important. Then conduct regular financial reviews and adapt strategies as needed. And see what Robert is telling us. In investing, what is comfortable is rarely profitable. That's profitable. What is comfortable is rarely profitable. So sometimes it's just all about risk here. That, okay, how will I go and invest 5 million naira in the fixed deposit for 1 year? What of if the bank or financial institution crash? What of those are risks? So instead of investing 5 million, somebody may now say, let me just invest 1 million. Of course, you won't expect the same return on these two investments. Somebody invests 1 million, another person invests 5 million. They will differ. So that which will cost you, once you put it in investment, you are going to get the returns. Non-financial aspect of retirement is our next slide. Here, the first thing we focus as we plan for retirement, we say non-financial aspect, we say health and wellness. As the saying goes, health is wealth. Engage in regular physical activity to maintain fitness. Like myself, let me share also. I use myself as an example. A leader will tell you, do as I say, not as I do. But a good leader will not tell you, do as I say, not as I do. We live by example, leadership by example. Engage in regular physical activity to maintain fitness. What I do in my own environment here, I call it prayer work. Early in the morning, I go, except for today that I have to leave the house like 4 a.m. to come to the office because of this presentation. Once I wake up very early, it takes me like 45 minutes. I already have a way I tour the whole area. I already have a demarcation, and I call it prayer walk. As I walk, it's not jogging now. As I walk, sometimes I praise him, sometimes it's prayers, sometimes it's thanksgiving for that 45 minutes. We cannot afford to just remain there, a form of exercise to keep fit. Number two, prioritize mental health through relaxation and mindfulness practices. Health is wealth. You have to make out time also to rest. Social connection is the second one. Foster relationship with family, friends, and community networks. Participate in social groups or volunteer activities. Then legacy projects. Contribute to society through mentorship or charitable work. Document personal experiences and achievement for future generations. I put it this way: success without succession makes one a failure. If my success starts with me and ends with me alone, I cannot claim to be successful. If all I will just do, all I will just achieve, long after I'm gone, they will forget about me. It means one I've just come into this life, just like any other equation. Come, eat, drink, work, make family, and just go forever. When you document some of your achievement, when you document some of your experience, when you document some encounters that have brought about a way out, when you have challenges, generations to come will be able to see these are the challenges you have passed through. These are the steps you have taken. And when they follow same, you're gonna get a result. Lifelong learning, pursue educational opportunities to stay mentally stimulated. Like I started the story when I said January 19, 2023, coming to the US, I said I'm not going back to Nigeria until I change my status. I wanted a green card. 3 months, that should be around April, I filed for the green card after I had the go ahead from the Spirit of God that approval would be faster than expected. Because I had to ask the Holy Spirit, do you really want me to be here? What are you saying? Do I go for the green card or not? And the response I got, approval will be faster than expected. So I filed in for green card, and to the glory of God, in less than a year, very, very unusual. In less than 1 year, I was given that green card. But where I'm going is this. I know it's going to be a long wait. Within that 9 to 10 months before the approval of my green card, I did not just sit down here. I engaged in research. And during the course of my research, I discovered minimum of 24 artificial intelligence tools relevant in teaching practice. Not only in our educational institution, even for professionals in practice, not limited only to accountants, even non-accountants. And I've said, very good, if ChatGPT will take care of your problem, why not stick to that? But much more than that. And some of these new discovery, some of these AI tools, I did not just discover them. There are things I've explored that have even identified the lacuna, the lapses in those artificial intelligence. In some cases, I've written the company that developed this AI that I've discovered here at the head of, because they welcome all this. So, and now, again, what am I doing? Of course, I still teach and consultant to Southern University here in the United States. I've identified a need in their institution. They have an accounting laboratory, but none of their lecturers have the skills on how to use accounting software. And that's why we are in ACCSA Global. So it's not that one just wake up, sleep. You need to pursue educational opportunity to stay mentally stimulated even after retirement. Then we say explore new hobbies or develop existing skills. And here, see a quote here, say retirement is not the end of your life, it's the beginning of your legacy. Case studies, as we round up. Case study 1 is about the background of a retired academic's journey to financial freedom. You see the strategy the person use, leveraging consulting opportunities and diversifying investment, and see the outcome, achieve a stable income while maintaining an active professional role. Case study 2, the former administrator's transition into retirement, strategies used investing in technology startups and passive income streams, and see the outcome. Let's see the case study. Professor Adewale, a retired academic from Nigeria, served for 35 years as a professor of economics at a prestigious Nigerian university. Upon retirement, he faced financial uncertainties despite receiving government pension. Strategies used: consulting services, real estate investment, publishing and speaking engagement, stock market investment, to mention but a few. Because of our time, I'm not going through all this. You have the slide. But the outcome, Professor Adewale achieved financial independence within 3 years of retirement. His diversified income streams not only secured his financial future, but also allowed him to fund scholarships for underprivileged students, leaving a lasting legacy. Success without succession makes us failures. If your success starts with you and ends with you only, don't claim to be successful. That's what we're saying here. And see the quote here, retirement is an opportunity to monetize wisdom and build a lasting impact. See the case study 2, former administrator from Europe decided to go to Europe. Our colonial master. Background, Mr. James Edward, a retired university administrator from the United Kingdom, managed academic programs and administrative services for over 25 years. Retirement brought both excitement and the challenge of redefining his purpose. Strategies used: education consultancy, volunteer work, investment in technology startups, writing and public speaking. Outcome: Mr. Edward built a fulfilling post-retirement life, balancing financial security with meaningful engagement in education. His consultancy and investment generated significant income, while his volunteer and writing activities allowed him to continue contributing to his field and society. And I conclude this second case study with another quote here. Knowledge compounded with strategic investment turns retirement into financial freedom. Two things: knowledge compounded with strategic investment. It's good to have the knowledge. The practical application of knowledge is wisdom. Without knowledge to use. Let's see some sustainable income and investment opportunity. Types of sustainable income: we have the fixed income, pensions, annuities. Then we have variable incomes, investment, rental income. Then we have passive income, royalties, dividends. Sustainable income and investment opportunities, that is, after retirement. Investment options: we have the low risk options, we have bonds. Government or corporate bonds provide regular income with relatively low risk. Treasury bills, short-term government securities that offer stability and liquidity. As a matter of fact, this treasury bill is risk-free, usually issued by the Central Bank of Nigeria. Now, to share one experience again, currently we have a project ongoing in White Knight Academy, Abuja, Buhari, Nigeria. We are building a multi-purpose hall. See what I did. We know there is inflation. We know the cost of bag of cement. People building this time, this era we are, they are spending more. So what I just did, I invested in treasury bills. My investment officer from the financial institution I'm going to share with us shortly just called me. Okay, we have treasury bill that is paying 26%. So I invested in treasury bill and I asked for upfront payment of my interest. So that upfront payment by way of interest, I diverted that for the ongoing multipurpose projects. That's multipurpose all going on. Real estate, rental properties, real estate investment trust. Then we have diversified funds, mutual funds, exchange traded funds. And I conclude here with this quote: smart investment create a future where money works for you, not the other way around. Now, please, let's see the screen now. We are going to the real deal. Investment recommendations. Some of our attendees who came to the US last year for a training conference, and I recommended these investment opportunities to them. Minimum, at least 3 of them have invested and they've started earning. See it here. AXA Mansard Money Market Fund. The AXA Mansard Money Market Fund's investment is to achieve a high level of income. Currently, I'm giving you the updated information. They pay 22% per annum. The advantage of this money market fund, I'm going to tell us. If time permit me, I'll even share my dashboard. I have investments here. It's so flexible. If you fix money in AXA Mansard Money Market and you need part of your principal very urgent, they are not strict. They won't tell you it must be until maturity. They allow you pull out part of your principal. Whatever is left, they pay you interest on that, 22%. So try something. If you have 10 million naira that is just lying fallow, it's just in your bank account and you are paying you are paying charges on it. Why not go and fix this 10 million? Calculate 10 million, 22% of 10 million naira. Calculate the interest. Smallness is the womb of greatness. Small water, 2 drops of water make a mighty ocean. So if you have 10 million, multiply it by 10%, that's 2.2 million. That's extra income. And some of you who now even have up to 50 million or 20 million. Now, the people I said came for our conference here in the US, some even as low as 5 million. She started with 5 million because later I was informed she also did investment in foreign currency because there's provision for you to also fix deposit in dollars and you earn your interest. See another one, fixed deposit opportunity in view of the recent. Let me clarify now. For AXA Mansard Money Market Fund, if you want to invest your money here, it's flexible. That is, when you put the money, they will open a dashboard for you. Of course, you will monitor the activities about your investment. I've checked mine even today. I'm going to show us that dashboard. So and I've been doing this by the grace of God for the past 7 years, thereabouts. And just by way of information, I know you may not need this, but I'll share. The particular agent of AXA Mansard who introduced this one to me, say, Prof, he just call me, say, Prof, there's this investment you can do, tested and trusted. It's not the one you put your money and they will be telling you stories. AXA Mansard is a finance house. They are also into insurance. If you want to do insurance, life insurance, I will mention insurance, very, very important. They are into this as well. Say we have this, and they have branches across 50 different countries, not only they're in Nigeria, and there are other about 50 countries in the world. I saw their asset base, very solid. And when he introduced this to me, I said, let me try. Before then, I have some money that was meant for one project from Kaduna State government, huge sum of money. The previous one they've paid to us, our consulting firm, I can't really account for the way I utilize them. But since my eyes were open to AXA Mansa, it has been smiling and smiling. Do you imagine each time I do investment and I say pay me upfront and they pay me interest upfront? Honestly, I'm not saying this to brag. We return all glory to God. I give the guy that introduced me to this business 1 million naira anytime I do investment, just to thank him. And my own thanks is continuous. Anyway, see the current one we have here, fixed deposit. We have the counterparty rating. That's the way they rate this investment. Counterparty, that's microfinance bank, as their name. Duration 90 days. Amount, you want to invest between 5 million to 10 million. That's fixed deposit now. 20.65%. Then that's for 90 days, 3 months. 11 million to 99 million, 22.9%. What did you notice here? The higher your investment capital, the higher your interest. 100 million to 500 million, 23.35%. And above 500 million, 23.8%. Nigerian Treasury bills at the onset stop rate rose across all tenors. Now, currently, this Treasury bill, see what we have as at tenor, 363 days, see the yield, that's the interest rate, 26.1%. Then for 349 days, 25.3%. Then 335 days, 24.9%. And I remark here again, wealth is built not by timing the market, but by time in the market. How long do you want to fix your finance? Action plan, as I conclude, step 1, conduct a personal financial audit to evaluate current resources. Step 2, seek professional advice to create a personalized strategy. Step 3, develop a retirement plan encompassing financial and lifestyle goals. Step 4, implement the plan with clear milestones and deadlines. Step 5, regularly review progress and adjust to changes in circumstances. And I have this goal, a goal without a plan is just a wish. Resources and tools, we have some resources, books, Discovery Entrepreneurial Opportunities written by my privileged self, Your Money or Your Life by Vicky Robin. Then we have some apps, application, budgeting tools like Mint. These budgeting tools, time is limited. We will not be able to do practical demonstration. These are budgeting tools, AI-based, artificial intelligence-based. You are not installing anything, just access it on AI and use it for your budget. The investment platforms, we have them, professional guidance. I say engage financial planners or retirement consultant for expert advice. And here I say knowledge is power, but applying it is wisdom, which guarantees success. Some of my own experience and challenges, as you can see on the screen. I'm not just teaching us theory. This is something I'm doing. See here, I say White Knight Consulting. This is our consulting firm. By the grace of God, August this year, we'll be marking our 20th year anniversary. I started this consulting firm when I was, is it lecturer two now? Nasarawa State University. Let me see. I came here as a graduate assistant lecturer. I can't remember. We'll be marking our 20th year anniversary. White Knight Consulting. So as I teach in the university, I'm also a consultant. And to the glory of God, I will tell us White Knight Consulting has fetched us millions. In fact, through this White Knight Consulting, we secure a project with Kaduna State government. We are talking of diversifying now, financial freedom after our role as leaders or as lecturers in the university. Got a job to construct that, to build a forensic laboratory for the Kaduna State government. And today they have commissioned that project to the glory of God. And how did this thing get started? It started in the classroom. I was given a course to teach in forensic accounting. And when I was teaching the student forensic accounting, unknown to me, we have an army general in the class. And the way I was teaching those forensic, the guy thought this guy must really be a guru in forensic. And after the way I even painted the picture, describing the machine, I myself have never used. After that description given to students, I'm sure what they are just waiting, once they see the machine with the mental picture I've painted, they should be able to do something about it. So the governor of Kaduna State talked to them. We need somebody to help us set up a forensic laboratory. And without wasting time, without missing what the guys, I know a professor who can handle it. And that was how we were invited to the government house. I did my presentation. The rest is history. That contract, over 1 billion worth of contract, over 1 billion. We have also here White Knight Professionals. That is our audit firm now. We audit. We also do auditing work, past consulting, and the rest. Then this is White Knight Academy, diversification. Then here are the platform for AXA Mansa that I've just shared with us. And by the grace of God, we also bridge the digital divide in the teaching and practice of accounting. You see ACC, SA, Global. Conclusion, retirement planning is essential for a smooth leadership transition. Financial freedom requires early action, disciplined saving, and thoughtful planning. Begin the journey to financial independence today by implementing these strategies. And here I say the glory of retirement is giving yourself the time to do what you love. Closing verses. The goal isn't more money. The goal is living life on your terms. The question isn't at what age I want to retire, it's at what income. There is this statement very popular. They will tell us life begins at 40. I tell people it's a fallacy. Life doesn't begin at 40. Life begins at purpose. When you discover the purpose of God for your life and you begin to live it, life has started for you. Here we say, do something today that your future self will thank you for. Planning is bringing the future into the present so that you can do something about it now. And finally, I say retirement is wonderful if you have two essentials, more to live on and more to live for. Questions and discussion, I will leave that one to you. But there is a question for us. What steps have you taken towards achieving financial freedom in retirement? That's a question for our participant. Then thereafter, if you have the time, you can now do open discussion among yourself. You share your experiences, challenges, and insights. Share with each other. Maybe if there's any provision for group discussion, that somebody will gain something from your own experience, from your challenges, and from your insights. Thank you, sirs and mas, for your attention. Now, a quick one. I want to show so that it won't be just theory. I've talked to us about investment in AXA Mansard. Here is their platform. Let me just show us something here so that you know it's real. Don't waste those resources you have now. Try and invest. If I say sign in here, I'm just signing in one of the investments we've made there so that you see that this thing is real. AXA Mansard Investment Fund Investment. This is the dashboard. See what I'm showing us? This is the dashboard. If you have your investment, this is the dashboard that will be created for you. You monitor your investment. If I scroll, this is investment White Knight Consulting. See the investment is there. Every transaction that happen, you'll be able to follow. And you want to see money market fund balance. See what I'm doing here? I just want to show us something. See the money market. I'm showing us, if you can see the screen, your accrued interest. That's interest from the investment. 1,204,711.24. Thank you once again for your attention. It's time for questions and comments. So it's really super. Yeah, I'm done. Asking questions now. All right, all right. Very well, very well. You man.
Prof, confirm. Can you hear us from the hall?
I can hear you, but I can't hear the people talking. Somebody saying something? Then I'm not seeing the all again. The camera is like I'm not seeing the attendee. Yes, very well. But I'm not seeing the attendees again. Check the camera, please.
Apart from this one, the one you have told us here, so that we can be able to combine this one with the secret. You want one personal secret. Get that? Prof, did you get that?
Okay, don't worry. Prof, let me reiterate the question that was asked. So there was a question about if you are going to be sincere, is there any other thing happening behind the scene outside what you have shared?
Because your success seems to be unbelievable.
I think you can respond to that, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, so what do we do?
You have to unmute your microphone, please.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing now.
Okay.
If I'm going to be sincere, is there anything outside? With all sincerity now, I'm just telling you, there is no, I think the best way to approach this is, I have a professor, he was my lecturer in the university during my undergraduate days, ABU Zaria. And the PA to that professor, he was one time commissioner for finance, another time VC, another time president of an association in Nigeria. But now he's gone back to classroom. And the PA called me one day and told me, he said, Kai, Oga, you can't abund Oga. Sorry for speaking Hausa language. Now, what Oga told him, it is the kind of the money Adebayo is making that I really like. The one that will make your mind be at peace, at rest. Not that you sleep at night afraid of EFCC. And each time there is a challenge, I keep telling myself, I've never had any political office. The maximum, the height I've even gotten to, maybe I was head of department, my unit UBA then. Then I was also head of department when I was in the university, both Nasarawa State University and Bingham University. I'm not into drug trafficking. It's just opportunity that avail itself, and I leverage on this opportunity by the help of the Holy Spirit. And that's one of the reasons you will see one key thing I tell people is this. It is the backing of the extraordinary God that makes an ordinary man appear extraordinary. It has been only, see, it's one thing you have 100 million, for example, but honestly, if you don't have that direction to invest that 100 million naira in a lucrative investment opportunity, before you know it, one will be crying that I've wasted resources. And if you want to also know one of the secrets, so that you won't think I'm doing some maybe manipulation. I don't do manipulation. One of the secrets is this. I just mentioned to us that White Knight Consulting was awarded a contract of about 1 billion, 1 point something billion when they reviewed that contract in Kaduna State. To do what? To build for them a forensic laboratory. And I stand to be corrected. That forensic lab should be the first of its kind, not only in Nigeria, but in Africa. Because it's not only DNA unit they have there, 6 different units. And I share with us how this thing happened. Passion, I've mentioned passion. Whatever you are doing, put in your best, because you don't know the golden fish carrying the golden coin that is listening to you, or what you do, what you do. What you do. I was in the class, the way I do my teaching, the way I painted the picture of forensic lab and forensic machines. I've never used any forensic machine before, but I've done my research. I've known how these machines work, and I paint the picture to my students. So they were convinced that this guy must really be an expert in forensic. And when the governor asked, we need somebody to help us set up a forensic laboratory, that army general, unknown to me, we have not even talked at all. They just talked to him, and he said, I know a professor who can handle it. And when he discussed this with me, I will not tell him I cannot, say I can do all things to Christ who strengthens me. And Brand Sin also put it this way: if somebody invite you or give you an opportunity to do a particular thing and you don't know how to do it, tell the person yes, then go and learn how to do it later. Stop giving excuses. Anyway, that was the first breakthrough, if you want to see the secret. But what I did, we have some people also who have even touched. Have you not heard of people who have won contract of billions? Now they are beggars, begging, because they mismanage the funds. We have some people here who have won lottery, millions of dollars. They end up in prison begging. But what I did, from the profit from that project, that's where I did the first investment in this AXA Mansat. And just last week, if you want me to even, okay, I think December, to me to share, After fixing about 70 million, that's my personal investment in AXA Mansard, money market now, that's treasury bills. They said it's 26%. Calculate 26% of maybe 65 million. So I don't know precisely, but a little bit less than 70 million. I now requested, pay me this interest upfront so that it is only principal I will collect at maturity. As soon as they pay me that interest, I diverted it to the ongoing multi-purpose or building project going on in Whitener Academy. There is no anything I'm manipulating. It's just opportunity I had and I leverage on it. But the very first
Thank
millions I made as a lecturer is from books. I've been in poverty. I've seen poverty before. I've tasted poverty. Let me put it that way. I've tasted poverty before. It's not palatable. I remember then before I joined the university, that should be 2003, before I joined Nasarawa State University, the poverty was so bad that I started having continuous night vigil. I will pray one single prayer point for hours. Lord, I need a breakthrough. Lord, I need a breakthrough. That's the only prayer point. Lord, give me a breakthrough. I'll be sorry. Poverty is not funny. And after those hours of prayers, I will just sleep on that same place the very portion where I have a map for prayers. And each time I sleep, I will see a hand. I won't see the body, I won't see anything. I will see a hand handing over to me books, both foreign books and locally made books. And when I wake up, I will be so angry. I'm praying for breakthrough, is books I'm seeing. It was later it dawned on me that God is telling me my first major breakthrough will come via books. To the glory of God, I was the first person who taught it right to gather all the past question papers of ANAN. ANAN is Association of National Accountants of Nigeria. I gather all their past question paper about, is it 7 or 8 years? I don't know. I sat down, solved all the past questions, produced a pathfinder in thousands of copy, took it to Jos. Come and see the rush. That was where the first millions came in. And later, I started writing books. Sometimes I will be sleeping, Holy Spirit will talk to me, write book in this particular area. In fact, when I'm even doubting that, what if I write the book and they do not buy it? It will even show to me how people are rushing, queuing to buy the book. So I did one book, Financial Accounting and Reporting Standard. I've sold that one more than 10,000 copies of that book. It's over 500 pages on IFRS and IPSAS. And finally, just to draw our attention, so that as academics, if you don't say because of AI or whatever, people still read books. There are some knowledge we put in those books like that even AI, it's not a mother, or we should not be discouraged that we have AI, we have ChatGPT, students will not buy textbook. Anyway, after this meeting, we can network. That's the essence of a meeting like this. Can network to see how we go about some of these things. But I remember in 2010, when the federal government included me as the accountant in the presidential visitation panel, given the responsibility to go and carry out investigation on how the capital allocation to federal universities were spent. And I arrived at my own university. The university, of course, have campuses all over Nigeria. I will just summarize this one again to tell us the secret. There's nothing I'm manipulating anywhere. Now, when we got to that particular university and we check their records, we discovered that they collect school fees part-time basis. But I asked the boss a question, do you have individual ledgers open for every student to know what they are owing at the end of the day? He said they don't have. I asked, for the 5 years under consideration, do you have bank reconciliation statement? He said no. The guy started panicking and the rest is history. After our investigation, nothing changed. We reported the way we saw it. I think that we even saw a cash advance given to an officer over 100 million. No evidence of retirement. But the summary is, after the exercise, the vice chancellor of the university called me and said, Doctor, I wasn't a professor then, said, Doc, all the textbooks you have ever written, we want you to supply it to all our centers. I'm talking of National Open University now. We want you to supply them to all our centers in the country. This is multi-million. So it's one thing for you to access some millions. It's a different ball game for you to invest it judiciously. That is the secret.
Thank you very much, Prof. So
Thank you,
just
sir.
for purposes of some, let's say, restating the obvious, Professor Adejola is a fellow of the Association of National Accountants of Nigeria, ANAN. He's a fellow of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, ICANN. He's a fellow of the Chartered Institute of Taxation of Nigeria. He's a fellow of the Institute of Chartered Economists of Nigeria. He's a fellow of the Association of Chartered Certified Systems Accountants. He's a fellow of Certified Institute of Business Entrepreneurs, United States of America. Thank you very much, Prof, for joining us all the way from the US. We appreciate
Thank you,
it.
sir. Thank you, sir. Just one last thing. Just one last thing before I leave.
Okay.
I want to share with us. Learning is a continuous process. Later, we also talk to the authority. Now we have suggestion, just my slide, suggestion for further reading. We have it in the slide. Then we have some upcoming events organized by CIB. One is coming up in Paris. The other one in Singapore, I will share with you, Mr. Priest. Then we have one. This one is starting February 17 to 21. I'm just showing us the area we diversify. Like this one, 5-day in-house hands-on training workshop for researchers and lecturers, team, statistical methods for research, February 17 to 21, 2025. As a matter of fact, the center leader, Professor Gloria Chukwudebe from Federal University of Director, Federal University of Technology, SC Space is the one we are working. We'll be there by God's grace. It's a 5-day impactful training. How do we use some of these statistical software? Minimum, we are looking at 3 SPSS, eView, Starter. Then we'll now go into AI, how you can use AI tools to collect data or to analyze and interpret the data collected. That's what we're going to be seeing there. Then we have this one, it's a free one, webinar by the Association of Chartered Certified System Accountant Global. By the grace of God, I am the training director as well. This one is registered here in the United States. And for our head of Department of Accounting, if it's in the house there, we can work together with your university. We can partner. Can do MOU so that your accounting student, both undergraduate and postgraduate, can leverage technology and be able to stand at par with any other student anywhere in the world. We should appreciate what we have in our country. That somebody's school in the United States doesn't mean he knows it all. I just told you, by divine grace and privilege, I'm a consultant to Southern University here in Louisiana. And what are the area of consultancy services I'm rendering to them? They have accounting laboratory, but on those systems, they don't have any accounting software. I asked, what's the reason? All the crop of lecturers they have, professors they have there, none of them have knowledge on how to use accounting software. And we are talking of era of digital Darwinism. How do you graduate or you call yourself a professional accountant without having a touch of technology? So this we do in ACCSA Global. Then for CIBE, if we have the director of the center, we can also sign MOU and see how we can leverage to make our students better people. This one is free if you can join. Staying grounded, emotional intelligence, and financial management in uncertain times. Attendance is free. We have this woman from UK, very, very sound. You will love it. She'll be talking on emotional intelligence in period of uncertainty. And the date is stated there. The date is February this 17. The
I
other
think
week,
the
okay,
internet is
Saturday
unstable now.
22nd. 22nd, and the passcode and the Zoom details is also there. Thank you once again for your time. Wishing us all the best.